What's up, guys? So welcome to Chasing Pelagics. I'm Jeff, and this is your SoCal fishing forecast for Thursday, July 25th. Quick look at our 10-day weather pattern here. As you can tell, we got some nice sunny skies. It's kind of been hot. We've had a little bit of cloud cover in the morning, but as you can tell, this is going to be dying off as the week goes on here. So a lot of sun, but unfortunately, we're going to have a little bit of wind. So let's get a quick look at our model here. This is here starting with Friday. Tomorrow, steady 15 knots, pretty much lockstep of 15 to 20 knots all the way through Sunday. Little let up overnight there, but back on it on Saturday afternoon. And then into Sunday, pretty much the same cookie cutter look. But it lets off a little bit on the inside as the northwest changes direction a little bit. And then Monday starting to look a little bit better. Just the angle of the wind is really going to dictate where that wind swell is going to be going. And this could definitely change. So I don't want to say that the weatherman is wrong, but when you have this much wind, this consistent, this many days in a row, I'm going to let this play out here as I talk. Tuesday, going into Wednesday, pretty consistent, pretty consistent wind here. I don't think the weatherman is going to be wrong, but you could find yourself with some better looking water here on the inside, depending on the angle of the northwest wind. So keep that in mind if you're going to be going out the next couple of days. Current forecast here. This is not private boat friendly. It should be fine for sport boats. A northwest 4 at 5 seconds. Northwest 4 or 5 seconds, 3 foot at 5 seconds, 3 foot at 5 seconds. This is all sport boat fine, not so friendly to the private boaters if you're going to go out in this. I know that there's a small craft not for this particular area, but the Channel Islands through, I think, tomorrow morning, and maybe later in the afternoon, we'll kind of just see how it holds out. But yeah, this is not private boat friendly. 4 foot at 5 seconds, yeah, you're not going to find me out there. 4 foot at 10 seconds, okay. Annoying, but okay. But 4 foot at 5 seconds, no. Those are pretty tight together, not small boat friendly. So looks like you got a chance to maybe get out there west 3 feet at 5 seconds. Maybe doable in a smaller, well, not say smaller, but a larger center console. It's maybe a 30-foot boat, 3 feet at 5 seconds. A 20-foot boat, not so much. So again, don't ask me if this area is going to be particularly fine. Every day changes, the weather changes, and your ability to run your boat is very dependent on your skills and what you're comfortable with. So I can't make that determination for you, so figure it out. Quick look at our temperature chart. This is our 8-day. This cloud cover in the morning has really been killing us here. 1 day didn't give us much look, and 3-day wasn't much better, so we're going to have to roll with the 8-day. I told you last week that that wind coming was going to change things here, and it usually just kind of shakes things up. So I'm glad that it did come. I know people don't like the wind, but certain patterns are good for fishing and placing fish where they belong. So we talked about that earlier this year. Back in early June, we had like weird light wind patterns, and it was super glassy. Yeah, sure, it's great to be on a boat, but we don't need tuna drifting out to the Cortez in early June. It's the wrong place for them. So here we are. We got a northwest 15, and these outer waters, you see, they're starting to cool off here. This darker orange here is 70 to 71, and this is the 8-day chart here, so this is not 100% accurate with what's going on out there. You can check your buoys also. Not a bad idea to start looking for water temps. If you want to see exactly what's been happening, how fast it happens. But as you head west here out to the 7-Eleven, we're in 68 territory. So this is kind of bluefin water, and this is kind of too hot for bluefin, or almost too hot for bluefin. So I expect this all to get knocked down quite a bit, which is going to bring those fish that were down here and out here, they're going to bring them back east. So that's what we're looking for. They're going to get pinched up on a temp break here, and that's where we're going to find them for probably the next 2 to 3 weeks, and hopefully that temp break aligns with some structure. And that's kind of what's been happening over the last 3 days. And that's why I wanted to say, one, I want to see what the wind was really going to do. Two, where did it place those fish, and did they stay there? So we have seen that. But let's cover some of the island fishing first. Channel Islands is still getting a pretty decent run of sea bass. Unfortunately, this wind is not cooperating for the guys up there. Small craft advisory. For the guys using white sea bass here, we are prime time here, 2 days away from being 3 days after the full moon. So check your favorite squid bed. You should be able to get squid, or make your own at least, now that we don't have a full moon. I did hear Nacho had some squid, whether it's still there, but don't hold me to it. The Carnage has not been at the island as of late, and I believe there's another boat called the Bounty that was selling squid, and they kind of bounced around up to the Channel Islands as well. So give a holler in Channel 11 before you make any trips to islands if you're looking for squid, or give Nacho a call in Long Beach. Back to our charts here. So with that being said, no one's heading out to Nick either. There's been a pretty good score of sea bass at Santa Barbara still, Catalina still. Like I said, find the squid bed, find a piece of structure if you can't be on the bed. It's north or south of it, and play the long game. No real signs of sea bass coming from San Clemente Island. There's still a little bit of yellows around. Seems like it's been slower over the last couple of days. So bluefin have been in town, so you guys have been going offshore looking than fishing the island. And Cordanos has been hit or miss. It's been in and out of that green water. Let's see if we got chlorophyll for 8 day. Can't even really tell on the 8 day chart, but there's been some green water here along the coast, so it depends on how green that water is whether those fish want to cooperate, but hasn't been spectacular over the last couple of days, so keep that in mind. And with the wind, it's definitely going to turn this chart upside down, so I don't think even a 3 day chart is going to give you anything. So next 2 days, this chart will be looking a lot better. We just don't have much with the overcast that we've had as of late. But today was really sunny in the afternoon, so hopefully overnight, maybe in this 1 day chart, will help us out here. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But it is what it is. Let's use our bottom detail here. So over the last week or so, bluefin, yellowfin chasing has been going on a lot down in this basin. All the way out to the 371, kind of in a big zone down here. And then we saw it kind of separate. The bigger fish kind of hung west out here. They slid out almost to the Tanner. And then now they kind of place themselves just south of the 499 as escarpment, which is where they hung out last year. Surprise! So this is where I was hoping that they'd stick for a little while. And remember our little triangle of death here that we were hammering all last year? I think this is where they're going to hang out for the next at least 2 weeks or so, depending on how churned up that water gets. But I think this is only going to lock them down for a little while. So big fish have been landing up here. Smaller fish still kind of scattered in this area from this 371, to the 43. And we'll see what happens, but they're not really piled up on top of each other. They're just kind of spread out. So we'll see how that goes. Yellowtail, yellowfin have been sporadic. A little bit mixed in with the smaller bluefin down here. So there's been a lot of fly line bait fishing the last couple of days. There's been a lot of weird social media complaints I've been seeing lately. People complaining about bluefin fishing. If you're new to bluefin fishing, it's probably the most annoying fish you can target. Some days they're dumb as a doornail, and some days they're as elusive as a zebra, on a beach in California. So sometimes they play, sometimes they don't, and your ability to find them is part of the game. Your ability to get them to bite is the other. They don't always bite at night. They don't always bite during the day. They're more moodier than a lot of things you can think of right now without being too offensive. But yeah, it's bluefin fishing, guys. Come on. But yeah, generally speaking, that's kind of what we got going on here. The next several days, windy, so we'll see how next week plays out. I will not be on the water this weekend, but I will be on the water next weekend for a couple of days. So hopefully we get a little bit of a wind window to head west and try and whack a couple. We'll see what happens. Or maybe it'll be a sea bass bite. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't made up my mind yet. Too far out to tell. But that's it for this week, guys. Be out there, be safe, and I'll catch you next week. Cheers. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out our website and online store at chasingprojects.com. And make sure you share the stoke.